This is Rally Finland. This is Jyväskylä. It is the home of rallying. We're here, obviously, for Rally Finland. And what we found is a Rally Finland virgin. Someone who's coming to Jyväskylä for the first time is Paul Nagle. Paul, Rally Finland is all about the rallying, but it's also all about the atmosphere. And my God, what a place. What a place to come for atmosphere. Rallying's great. People are great. They love their rallying here.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a week before the rally even gets underway, and the atmosphere around here with all the locals and all the teams rolling into town to set up the service park. It's incredible. It's something I've never witnessed any before. Probably the closest I've ever come to is an IPA rally where the whole rally's based around the town. So this seems to be on par, maybe if not better, by the end of the week.
And as you say, we're here a week before the rally. Paul, you're looking forward to it with the MINI team. It's going to be quite an experience for you guys. There's a lot of expectation on you guys this weekend. Obviously, Sardinia was encouraging, but what about these stages? I mean, it is Finland, it is high speed. It's going to be a heck of a ride for you and Chris this weekend.
Yeah, well, as you said already, it's my first time being to Finland, so it's going to be a daunting challenge for me. And Chris hasn't been here since 2006. But as we've been seeing for the videos and past experience of watching it on television, the stages are phenomenally fast. Obviously, day 2 was all brand new to everyone down in Lati, so that might be equal up the playing field a bit. But you're home of the Finns here, and it's going to be very, very difficult to compete at the top level. And not only that, you have as they all call the top 5, you have loads of privateers, you have 7 or 8 more Fords, obviously you have 2 or 3 more Minis as well. So all in all, it's going to be a massive challenge for us. Unfortunately, we haven't done much kilometres this year competitively. We haven't maybe 2 stages done since last October. But the testing has been going very well. We were here actually 10 days ago and we did 3-day test ourselves in Danny, and that went exceptionally well. And all the gremlins we had in Sardinia have been rectified, and the car has given us no trouble in any of the tests, and everybody's feeling confident about this weekend.
Does it get any better than this, Paul? Does it get any better than being in Finland, the home of rallying, in a factory team? It's a dream, isn't it?
It actually doesn't get much better than this. Anybody ever to get a chance to do Rally Finland or even spectate in Rally Finland, it's a great achievement to be here, to be part of a factory team and to be involved in such a elite group of people with so many little manufacturers here. It's a dream come true, and we're very, very lucky and very, very fortunate to have this opportunity.
It's going to be a great weekend, Paul. The very best of luck. So it is Rally Finland. This is the iRally preview for Rally Finland. It's also known as the Rally of 1,000 Lakes. What's that all about? Well, it's quite straightforward, really. The Rally of 1,000 Lakes absolutely describes the countryside that these wonderful stages twist and turn through. We're on stage 1. This stage here is Lankama. First stage of the rally. Thursday evening kicks this rally off. 3 stages Thursday evening. Then we head down almost all the way to Helsinki for a day of stages that will be new to nearly all of our drivers. Back up to Jyväskylä for Saturday. In total, 22 stages here this weekend. 310 competitive kilometres. Well, just about, probably not, somewhere around about 50%, I would say, of those stages are going to be new to our drivers. What could really play a part this weekend in the outcome of 2011 Rally Finland? Well, I think there's a few factors we need to look at. We need to look at the weather, and particularly the recent weather they've had here. We need to look at the jumps. Now, the jumps on Saturday won't be a problem because the stages are well known to most of our drivers. But on Friday, the jumps could be an issue. Those new stages could be very, very interesting indeed. The other thing we have to look at is tyre wear. I believe that tyre wear, tyre issues could be the big story of this weekend. So you might be asking yourself why tyre wear could be an issue here in Finland this week, particularly after the Michelin tyres. Well, they did so well, didn't they, in Greece? We really didn't see too many punctures in Greece on really rough, tough roads. Well, don't forget the compound that Michelin used in Greece was the hard compound. We're on the soft compound here in Finland. And from what we're hearing, our manufacturer teams, that Citroën, Ford and MINI, have tested this soft compound on these Finnish gravel roads. And to be honest with you, they've not held up that well. We're hearing that the tyres are getting between 15 and 35 kilometres of, well, competitive distance into them before they start to go off. Now, one of the teams is saying 15 to 20 kilometres, the other is saying between 20 and 25, and the third manufacturer team is saying they're getting 30 kilometres out of them. Maybe as much as 35 kilometres. That's interesting. I'm not going to tell you which teams say they're getting what, but I suspect that the driver, the car that looks after its tyres best, may well be the driver that actually wins this one. So it's known as the Rally of 1,000 Lakes. But what do we really know Rally Finland for? Well, it's the jumps. And these jumps here in the area stage are probably the most famous jumps in rallying. Just look at this as we come across the top. Whoa, can you imagine in a rally car, in a world rally car, touching 200 kilometers an hour. You've come over that jump, you've flown into the ditch, and then there's another one. You're across the centre. Where are you setting yourself up? Probably on the left. It's all about how you set yourself up for that set of jumps. Left, right, left, right. You've got to get it absolutely precise. It is so quick through those 2 or 3 jumps there. Fortunately, it's not being used this year, but it is part of shakedown. Can you imagine it? In a world rally car, 200 kilometres an hour, jumps are what Finland's all about. So here we are, we're on the area jumps themselves. You just had a look at them from in the car. Let's have a look at them from outside the car though. The drivers have come across this crest here, they're flat out in the World Rally cars. And then it's all about getting the right line across this jump, preparing yourself for the next one. Come this way, Marky, come this way. Look, you're across here, and then where are you? If you're on this side of the road, remember you can't turn the car when it's in the air. So you've got to get the line, the approach to the jump right, setting yourself up for the next jump. That's the most important thing. It doesn't turn in the car. So here we go. Come this way, cameraman. A little bit of jogging. We're athletes. We can do this. Cars will take a second or two. We take a little longer. You'll get an idea as we get to this crest here of just how important it is to think ahead, to get the line right. It's not just about the line. It's about the angle that you take the line. You can keep left, but the car's got to be pointing right as you get to this crest. Look at that. A series of rolling jumps. The car will jump. It'll hit, well, not the ditch, but it'll hit the bottom of the hill there, and then they set themselves again up for the next jump. Jumps here, how you approach the jumps, knowing where the jumps are the most important thing on Rally Finland. So getting the line right across crests really is the key to being able to keep your speed up here and doing it safely. But it's all well and good on stages like this, on the area stage. Everyone knows where the jumps are. Most of our top drivers know within a kilometre or 2 per hour just how fast, how far they can push their speed across these jumps. But we've seen in the past, haven't we, where you introduce new stages. That's where drivers get caught out by jumps. Okay, they get to go through them a couple of times on the recce, but remember there's a maximum speed on the recce in recce cars of 80 kilometres an hour. And a piece of road that's flat at 80 kilometres an hour, at 180 kilometres an hour, can be a massive, massive jump. Now, obviously, our Finnish boys, perhaps our Finnish boys, certainly the likes of Loeb, Solberg, the more experienced drivers, they should be able to recognise when they're doing the recce what is a jump and what is not a jump. But you're coming across them in the recce car, you're thinking, okay, this might be a jump. If it's a jump, what side of the road do I want to be on? How do I want to line my car up? Do I want to have it pointing left or right? That depends on the next corner, obviously. Friday, with the new stages around Lahti, I think could be very, very interesting. When you get new stages, you quite often get surprises. I think Friday could be a day of surprises. So could the weather play a part in what happens here in Finland this weekend? Well, I think it could. Don't think we're going to see much in the way of weather during the rally itself. But you know what? It's been a wet summer here around Jyväskylä. And you can tell, look at this. This is the famous Ruhimäki stage, towards the end of the Ruhimäki stage. Not being run this year. Well, certainly not as part of the rally, but it is part of shakedown. And just look what we've got here. Standing water. Now, we had some big thunderstorms, a day or so ago. That's the Saturday before the rally. And this water just isn't clearing. Not such a big problem on the big wide roads. But when you get onto the small roads, these kind of roads here becomes an issue. What happens? The surface gets very, very soft indeed. Yes, the water might dry out, but the surface is a soft surface. The water soaks into it. What'll happen then? It'll cut up. So it could be interesting to see what happens. Certainly the small roads out here in Finland are very, very damp. The big roads with lots of traffic on them, nice and hard, they'll dry out, won't be an issue. But the weather could play a part on the small roads. We might well see them cutting up badly. We could see some big rocks. We could see road position becoming a big, big issue. Let's wait and see. I don't think we're going to get any weather, but this weather of this week, these last few weeks, could play a big part this weekend. So some interesting things to look out for there on the 2011 Rally Finland. But who do I think is going to make the most of these difficult, challenging conditions and end up on the top step of the podium come Saturday evening? Well, I think it'll be one of 3 drivers. 3 drivers really start this event with one objective in mind, and that is to win. The 2 Ford drivers in particular, Mikko Hirvonen and Jari-Matti Latvala. The perfect result for Ford would be a Finnish 1-2 and a Ford 1-2 here. I think there's a good chance of that happening. Which one of them will come out on top? Well, I'm not sure. My money, to be honest with you, would be on Jari-Matti Latvala. He seems to have the confidence just now, and he's got the pace. Obviously, he won this event last year. Hirvonen has won before. Maybe not quite the same sort of pace as Latvala in gravel rallies so far this year, but for sure, Harvinen will be quick here. If he wins, what kind of confidence boost will that be for him going into the second half of the season? I think it would do him a tremendous amount of good. The other driver who has to win here is Sébastien Ogier. Ogier has his eyes on a bigger prize, mind you. His eyes are very much on the 2011 driver's title, and he knows that with 3 tarmac rallies coming up in this second half of the season, he has to get ahead of Loeb, ahead of those tarmac rallies, and that means he has to win here. The man who doesn't have to win here, who, if you like, can take a more conservative approach, is Sébastien Loeb. He leads the driver's title just now. He knows he's got 3 rallies coming up on tarmac that he will win, because no one can beat him on tarmac, not even the, precocious Sébastien Ogier. So Loeb is the man that can sit back and watch what goes on to the 3 in front of him. I think Loeb will end up on the podium, because I don't think all of our top 3, unfortunately, will get through trouble-free. We'll have to wait and see. I'm missing out in those 4, obviously, Petter Solberg. I think Solberg could have a difficult weekend here. Okay, his pace was great in Finland last year, but it's all about testing. And I think that Petter Solberg, again as a privateer team, I don't think he's had quite enough testing out on these Finnish roads, and I think he'll struggle to match the top 4 drivers. If we look further down the field, obviously it's great to see MINI back again. Danny Sordo, Chris Meek, extensive testing. We're hearing the car has gone very well in testing. Top 5 or 6 finish would be good for either of those 2 boys. But then we have the privateers. A lot of good privateers. Matti Rantanen is here in the MINI. We've got quite a number of other World Rally cars with good local Finnish drivers in them. They're not going to trouble our top 4 or 5 drivers, but I think they may trouble, they'll certainly be pushing for top 5, top 6 places. Mads Osberg, great result for him just last weekend in Estonia. He won that rally. And he won it quite convincingly. Drove, I say convincingly. He beat, obviously, Marco Martin in a Focus World Rally car. But it was the way he went about it. He was very, very impressive, Mads Osberg. Could he potentially be a top 6 challenger here? I suspect he will be. It's going to be a great event. Don't forget as well that you're probably watching this preview through iRally. Press that subscribe button if you're watching it on our iRally YouTube channel. It's always good to see those numbers going up. Have a look there as well at the videos that we're producing. Lots and lots of these little preview videos from rallies around the world this year. Have a look at those. Enjoy those. Press the subscribe button. Follow the rally on iRally, on your iPhone, on your iPad, on your Android now. We have that. It's a new version of iRally, the Android version. Have a look in the App Store for that. But Rally Finland gets underway with 3 stages on Thursday evening. It is going to be 310 of the most exciting kilometres, the fastest kilometres, the highest flying kilometres in this year's World Rally Championship.